While it is transfer portal season, don't forget the Mountaineers just wrapped up their 2024 high school recruiting class. That's right, high school recruiting still matters. I've got, in most people's view, the best player in this 2024 class, and we're going to have an interview right after this word from our sponsor. This episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to get you a car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing. Only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you.
This is for Cameron.
What is up, guys? Welcome in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. This is another edition of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. And guys, we're on the interview circuit, right? We had Julian Miller on yesterday, who was an Orange Bowl champ, second all time in school history in sacks. We're moving on today to somebody who has a bright future with the Mountaineers. You've probably heard a lot about this kid. He's been dominating defensive linemen. He's been dominating the circuit and the camp scene. Good Counsel High School, a kid that is extremely undervalued even still, even though he's gotten multiple Power 5 offers. We're talking about none other than Mr. Kyle Altuner. How are we doing, man?
Good, man. Glad to be here.
So, talked with your dad a lot. Seems like a really supportive parent. I like to start there. How is the relationship with dad, mom, everybody, and how important has that been for your development to have such good parents and just the support? Because not every kid has that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's huge. I'm very thankful for it every day, man. You know, having my dad push me every day and my mom the same. And, you know, I also got a little brother who keeps that competitive edge in me. So I'm very blessed
He's
to have
come for that title.
Yeah, man. Yeah, every day, man. He wants to get up to my level and even higher. So I'm all for it. And, you know, having a family like that is huge and contributes a lot to my success for sure.
What about your little brother? He's obviously in the game playing sports as well. I haven't looked into him much yet. What grade's he in? What's he doing?
Yeah, he's a freshman right now. He's not starting to now focus on football more. But growing up, he was a multi-sport athlete just like me, and you know he could do it all, whether it's wrestling, lacrosse, basketball, and he'll definitely be a name in the future for sure.
Okay, you're basically a composite 3-star player all the way around. And when you turn on the tape, the only explanation I could even come up with, based on what you see on tape, and I've watched a ton of tape over the years, the measurables, right? I mean, your arms. Maybe they look at, I think your dad said 32 inches. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And they look at the measurables, but I see you dominating dudes, literally dominating. And it's not just one snap here or there. You're really beating guys that have more claim than you, more stars than you. And it's not like you didn't get Power 5 offers. You got a ton. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's in this star system that we have is so biased towards players that have the measurables. You know, a guy that's 6'5", that has 38, 39-inch arm length. But it is what it is, man. How does that light a fire under you to prove some of these people wrong? Maybe there's an offer out there you didn't get. Whatever it is, how do you feel about all that?
Yeah, man. You know, I've never really been huge on the whole star rankings and everything. Obviously, it's huge when it comes to putting it to your name and, you know, getting notability. But, like I said, I've never been huge on it. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I know and I can trust in myself and the coaches who have been recruiting me that, obviously it's not as accurate. But obviously it comes down to measurables and stuff like that. But when it comes to playing ball, I feel a lot different about myself and where I should be ranked. But like I said, you know, it's not huge thing to me when it comes to ratings. And, I know what I can do and I prove it every time I'm on the field.
Talking to your dad, man, he's truly, really supportive dad, and it really warms my heart. Seriously,
Yeah.
I had a good dad too, and he supported me through a lot of my stuff. And it takes us a lot of sacrifice from parents, and I think it goes overlooked sometimes. But we were talking about you play baseball as a catcher, and that bend that you've
Yep.
got, man. And I think it's one of your best attributes, obviously. Um, I seen you a couple times on tape. And you really got punched, and you were able to take that thing. You take use that bend to your advantage and keep leverage. And really, it just goes to show that multi-sport athletes are important, and it is important to be one up until a certain point, especially in football. Then you kind of have to make a choice. But I
Yep.
think especially early on in life, can you speak to that? Just being a multi-sport athlete early on in life and how that helps you as a football player.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. Obviously my dad got me into sports early on, and I played baseball growing up my whole life. And when it comes to position wise, I was a catcher. And you're down there in that stance, for multiple minutes per inning, and that definitely has helped me with flexibility and all that. And then I played basketball growing up. That athleticism that you got to have on the court, it transfers
Yeah.
everywhere. So yeah, I mean, multi-sport athlete growing up is definitely helped me along the way when it comes to football.
So obviously you've chosen to come to West Virginia, and West Virginia is losing. Obviously, most people consider the best center in America, in Zach Frazier. How closely did you watch his career, and is there any contact between you guys?
Yeah, the contact, I don't have a whole lot of contact with him. I speak with Coach Moore a lot about him and, how I can fit in with him. But, my recruitment with West Virginia wasn't really on him. It was for, development, where I can fit in there. But, looking at, a center like him, getting all these accolades and doing so well how he's doing, I mean, it is definitely eye popping. And you definitely want to be a guy who can go in and fill shoes and, do as well as him, if not better. And my goal is just to go in there and do my thing and help win and lead the team and just be a leader, and just go to work. But yeah, I mean, Frazier wasn't a huge reason why I went there, but it's definitely cool seeing him at my future position doing so well.
You're a wrestler too, right?
I used to wrestle, yes, sir.
Yeah. So there's a lot of comparisons to draw there, especially there with wrestling and football and baseball and football and being a multi-sport athlete. And I'm just telling you, man, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that think you could mold into a guy like Zach in the future. We see it all, there's so many similarities, and it doesn't come along very often like this, where there's truly so many similarities, at least I think, between you and him at the same spot. You were both three-star guys, under recruited, and then you turn on the tape and you're like, why is it? It doesn't make any sense. It was obvious with Zach too. I mean,
Yeah,
it literally it's very similar. So I don't mean to keep bringing Zach up alongside you. You're your own man, and I don't, ever want to try to put you. That's an unfair situation to
yeah.
put anybody in. But I just thought it was interesting, because you guys do line up next to each other, look pretty similar on tape in high school. Talk a little bit about your time in high school, man. Did you enjoyed that, and what kind of success did you guys have that you'd like to speak about? Because you guys had some good teams.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, going into high school, I came in, around, 6'2", 6'3", pushing 300 pounds. And that was my goal to go in there, uh, do my thing. And, obviously the past 3 years, I've been doing pretty well, and the team has definitely been doing well and has gotten better over the 4 years. Going in freshman year, a lot of young guys, young talent. And we were still developing, but, at the bat of the start, I mean, you could see, how good we could be. And then coming up to senior year, we finished with the championship, which was huge for me and the 24 class guys who I developed through high school with and created a huge bond with. So, it was definitely a great high school experience. And, you got to give props to Coach Steph and, my line coaches who really pushed me throughout the 3-4 years I was there.
So I've always found this interesting. Did you have any other guys on your roster go Power Five?
Yeah, we had a good amount.
So how you have this bond, and maybe there is one I just don't know about. I haven't connected the dots or looked at it. Did anybody from your team from Good Counsel come with you? to
Uh,
West Virginia?
well, actually, not really the 24 guys, but that in the 25 class, Gavin Crawford and Aiden Buchanan, both O linemen who are going to be big names soon coming up. They got to come with me on a visit, and I got to show them around and let them know what West Virginia's about.
That's going to be huge, man.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get off here, Kyle, let me know what your goals and aspirations are for your freshman season. Do you want to play right away? Are you okay with a red shirt? What's the deal with that? And what have the coaches told you?
Yeah, I mean, coaches have told me, I have a chance to go in and compete for a spot. And, whatever it is, I'm cool with. But, my goal is to go in there and, hopefully start and earn my spot there. But, I'm ready to just go in there, compete and work. And, my goal is to be a freshman All-American and, get all the highest accolades I can. And whether it happens or not, I'm still going to be working and still putting in the work. And so just really looking forward to getting on campus and starting to get to work with Coach Moore and in the strength room and develop, man. And I'm excited to get in there and compete.
All right, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We've had a ton of technical issues on here, guys. So headphones have gone in and out all day, which just never happens. We've got a storm outside that might be affecting my Wi-Fi. That's probably what it is. So I've had people tell me just to go wired in because things can mess up all the time. But I really appreciate you for coming on, Kyle. I've got some editing to do with this one, but it'll be all right. Really proud of you, man, and really excited to see what it is your freshman season looks like. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask before we go. This team's got a shot to win the Big 12 next year, and a lot of people know that. This is probably going to be borderline, but we think we're going to be ranked going into next year. A lot of people are projecting us in the top 25. How fun does that sound? Especially, Coach Brown he had a rough couple-year stretch where he was building this thing, and it's really nice to see somebody as awesome as him get his flowers, and I hope he continues to do so. And I hope this team meets because listen, they're sparing no expense in the transfer portal right now. They've got a ton of talent on campus.
Yeah.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about how exciting that Big 12 possibility is.
Yeah, man, it's awesome, man. Going to the school, is already huge for me, and seeing them strive and be top 25 is definitely huge, man. Put them on that high platform. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting for sure.
And it's what we're used to as West Virginia fans. Besides last year, the 3-4 years before that, that's not what we were ever used to. We're top 15 all time in wins. We played national championship games. We won multiple BCS bowl games, and it's what we expect. So we wouldn't, we understand it's hard to transition and all that, but I think we've got it figured out. So we're excited about it, man. Hopefully you fit in. I'll be so excited if you're part of that Big 12 championship team on the field next year. You're going to play somewhere. You're going to play somewhere where that's special teams or you're going to play. I know that. I just from watching tape. So I'll be excited to see what happens with you, man. So,
yes, sir.
Let's let everybody know where they can find you at, Kyle, on social media and stuff like that.
Yep. So Instagram is it's _ Kyle Altuner _, and then Twitter is just Kyle Altuner. Search it up right there.
Awesome, man. And I'll make sure I'll put something on the screen where people can see that. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. All right, guys. This has been another edition of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And Kyle, be looking forward to his freshman season. Don't forget to go check him out on social media, guys. This episode is over. We're out.
This is for Cameron. Tim.